Good day, everyone. Today we are going to talk about orthopedic impairment, a category of exceptionality as defined by IDEA. But before that, let us have an icebreaker to spice up our discussion. The first one is the answer is wheelchair. Next, the answer is Paralympic Games. Next, the correct answer is technology. So, to start, what is orthopedic impairment? To give us this discussion, let us have Joel Alzate.
What is orthopedic impairment? Orthopedic impairment refers to a physical disability that affects a person's skeletal system, muscles, or other related body systems. This impairment may be congenital or acquired and can significantly impact an individual's ability to perform various physical tasks. This impairment can cause limitations in mobility skills, coordination, and overall physical functioning. Orthopedic impairment can manifest in different forms including skeletal deformities, amputations, and conditions such as cerebral palsy, muscular dystrophy, and spina bifida. It is important to note that the severity and impact of orthopedic impairment can vary among individuals. Each person's experience and abilities may be unique, and the levels of support they require differ accordingly. What is IDEA? IDEA stands for the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, a federal law in the United States that ensures students with disabilities receive appropriate educational services and supports. This law was enacted to protect the rights of children with disabilities and their families for provision of special education and related services. IDEA defines various categories of exceptionality including orthopedic impairment to ensure that students with these conditions receive appropriate accommodations and interventions to meet their unique educational needs. IDEA has a significant impact on the education of students with disabilities, promoting inclusion and ensuring that they receive the support they need to succeed emotionally and socially. The law emphasizes collaboration between parents and schools to develop appropriate educational plans for students with disabilities. Here is the official definition of orthopedic impairment according to IDEA under the Individual with Disabilities Education Act. And orthopedic impairment is one of the specific disability categories that qualifies a student for special education services and protections, provides a broad definitions of orthopedic impairment, which includes impairment caused by congenital anomalies, diseases, or other conditions affecting the skeletal system, such as limbs or spinal cord.
The second part of our discussion is about famous personalities with orthopedic impairments and how they cope up with it. The first one is Frida Kahlo, a renowned Mexican artist, experienced polio as a child which left her with a withered right leg. Despite her physical challenges, she channeled her emotions and experiences into her artwork, becoming an iconic figure in the art world. To introduce to us our remaining personalities, let us have Miss Tricia May Henabe.
Stephen Hawking, widely recognized as one of the greatest scientific minds of our time, faced immense physical challenges due to amyotrophic lateral sclerosis or ALS, a progressive neurodegenerative disease. As his condition worsened, he became wheelchair-bound and gradually lost the ability to speak. However, Hawking did not let his physical limitations hinder his pursuit of knowledge and scientific breakthroughs. He used a speech-generating device to communicate, allowing him to share his groundbreaking ideas and theories in theoretical physics and cosmology. Hawking's contributions to science, such as his work on black holes and the theory of everything, earned him international acclaim and solidified his legacy as a brilliant scientist. His ability to overcome physical obstacles and continue his intellectual pursuits despite his condition serves as an inspiration to many, highlighting the power of the human mind and spirit. Bethany Hamilton, a professional surfer, faced a life-altering event at the age of 13 when she lost her left arm in a shark attack while surfing. Instead of giving up on her passion, Hamilton displayed remarkable resilience and determination by returning to the sport she loved. Through intense physical and mental training, she adapted her surfing technique to accommodate her new physical reality. Hamilton's remarkable comeback and subsequent achievements in competitive surfing, including winning numerous championships, made her an inspiration to millions of people worldwide. Her story emphasizes the importance of perseverance, resilience, and the ability to overcome adversity, proving that physical limitations can be surmounted with determination and a positive mindset. Oscar Pistorius, a South African sprint runner, was born without fibulas, leading to the amputation of both his legs below the knees. Despite his physical disability, Pistorius refused to be limited by his circumstances and pursued his passion for running. He excelled in Paralympic Games, setting numerous records and winning multiple gold medals. Pistorius also made history by becoming the first amputee sprinter to compete in the Olympic Games. His achievements challenged societal perception of disability and highlighted the capabilities of individuals with orthopedic impairments. Pistorius' story showcases the power of perseverance, determination, and the ability to redefine what is possible, becoming an inspiration to many athletes and individuals facing physical challenges.
Now, let us have Miss Michelle Danica Gonzalez to discuss the third part.
How can we help people with this condition? The idea provides legal protection and educational rights for individuals with orthopedic impairments. Some of the key provisions that safeguard the rights of students with orthopedic impairments include: first, the Free Appropriate Public Education or FAPE. Under IDEA, students with orthopedic impairments are entitled to receive a pre-appropriate public education tailored to their unique needs. These include access to special education and related services necessary for their educational development. Next one is the Individualized Education Program or IEP. An IEP is a personalized educational plan developed collaboratively by a team, including parents, teachers, and relevant specialists. It outlines the student goals, accommodations, modifications, and specialized services required to support their learning. Next one is the Least Restrictive Environment or LRE. The idea mandates that students with disabilities, including those with orthopedic impairments, be educated in the least restrictive environment to the maximum extent appropriate. This means that students should be placed in general education classrooms alongside their peers, with appropriate supports and services, unless their needs cannot be met effectively in that setting. Next one is the related services. Students with orthopedic impairments may require additional services to support their educational progress. These may include physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech and language therapy, assistive technology, and transportation assistance, among others. The last one that I would like to discuss is the assistive technology tools and devices. These can greatly enhance the educational experiences of students with orthopedic impairments. Wheelchairs,
mobility aids, communication devices, adaptive computer software, and specialized setting arrangements are some of the examples.
Hi, it's me again, Bridget Gonzalez, and I am going to discuss the second part, which is supporting laws. So the first one is Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. This law prohibits discrimination based on disability in programs and activities receiving federal financial assistance. It ensures that individuals with orthopedic impairments have equal access to education, employment, and other services. Next is Americans with Disabilities Act or ADA or ADA. The ADA protects the civil rights of individuals with disabilities, including orthopedic impairments in various aspects of public life. It ensures equal opportunities, accessibility, and reasonable accommodations in areas such as employment, public services, and transportation. Next is the Equality Act in United Kingdom. The Equality Act is a UK legislation that provides protection against discrimination based on disability, among other protected characteristics. It prohibits discrimination in areas such as employment, education, housing, goods and services, and public transportation. The Act aims to promote equal opportunities and accessibility for individuals with disabilities, including orthopedic impairments. And the fourth one is United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, or UNCRPD. The UNCRPD is an international human rights treaty that sets out the rights and protections for individuals with disabilities, including orthopedic impairments. It emphasizes the principles of non-discrimination, equality, and inclusion. While it may not have direct legal effect in all countries, it serves as a framework for countries to develop and implement their own legislation that protects the rights of people with disabilities. So, some additional laws that we have already discussed are Magna Carta for Disabled Persons, or RA number 7277, and the Accessibility Law, which is Batas Pambansa bilang 344. And the last one is Republic Act number 10524, or an act expanding the positions reserved for persons with disability. This law expands the positions reserved for persons with disabilities in government offices, agencies, and government-owned or controlled corporations. It aims to promote employment opportunities for individuals with disabilities, including those with orthopedic impairments, by reserving specific positions for their benefit.
For the last part of our lesson, let us have our generalization questions. First, do you know someone or anyone who does not let his or her disability hinder their path to success? Share your experience. Next, as a student, how can you help people with disability in your own way? Lastly, as an aspiring educator, how can you help your future students with disability in having an inclusive education?
So that's all for this discussion. I hope you learned a lot, and till next time.